Croissant. In the quiet hum of the early morning kitchen, a sacred ritual unfolds, one that teaches a profound lesson in the art of patience. Baking, in its essence, is not merely about combining ingredients. It is a meditation on time, a celebration of transformation, and an ode to the beauty of waiting. It's a dance between precision and intuition, where the baker becomes both a scientist and a poet, meticulously following steps while listening to the silent language of the dough. The process demands a surrender to the clock, an acceptance that good things cannot be rushed. Each step, from the initial mixing to the final golden bake, is a testament to the idea that the journey is as important as the destination. We live in a world that worships immediacy, where gratification is expected at the click of a button. Yet, in the gentle rhythm of baking, we rediscover a more ancient and fulfilling pace. We learn to wait for the yeast to awaken and breathe life into the flour, for the dough to rise in its own time. A slow, almost imperceptible expansion that promises future delight. We learn to wait for the flavors to meld and deepen, for the heat of the oven to work its alchemy, turning a pale, humble lump into a masterpiece of texture and taste. This waiting is not passive. It is an active, hopeful anticipation. It is the quiet joy of watching and knowing that something wonderful is taking shape, nurtured by our hands and guided by the unhurried laws of nature. It's a practice in mindfulness, pulling us into the present moment, where the scent of warm flour and the soft yielding of dough under our fingers are the only things that matter. The creation of a perfect croissant is perhaps the ultimate expression of this philosophy. It's a culinary marathon, not a sprint. A multi-day endeavor that tests the baker's commitment and rewards their patience tenfold. It begins with the détrempe, a simple, unassuming mixture of flour, water, yeast, and salt. This is the foundation, the soul of the croissant. Once mixed, it is given its first period of rest, a cool, quiet time in the refrigerator. This is not idle time. During these hours, the gluten network begins to relax, and the flavors start to develop a subtle complexity. The dough is not just waiting, it is evolving, preparing itself for the transformative journey ahead. This initial stage teaches us the importance of a solid foundation, of giving things the time they need to settle and strengthen before moving on to more complex stages. Rushing this first rest results in a dough that is stubborn and difficult to work with, a clear and immediate consequence that underscores the necessity of patience. The baker learns to respect this quiet period, to trust that unseen processes are at work, laying the groundwork for the magic to come. Then comes the most critical and demanding phase, the lamination. This is where art and engineering converge. A cold, pliable slab of high-quality butter, the burrage, is carefully encased within the rested dough. This is the heart of the croissant, the source of its flaky layers and rich, buttery flavor. The process of lamination involves a series of folds and turns, each interspersed with long periods of chilling. The dough is rolled out into a long rectangle, folded like a letter, and then returned to the cold. This process is repeated multiple times, meticulously and without haste. With each fold, the layers of dough and butter multiply exponentially, creating the hundreds of gossamer-thin strata that will separate during baking to form the croissant's iconic honeycomb crumb. This is where the beauty of waiting is most palpable. The chilling periods are non-negotiable. They allow the butter to firm up and the gluten to relax, preventing the layers from merging and ensuring a clean, distinct separation. To skip or shorten these rests would be to sabotage the entire effort, resulting in a greasy, dense pastry instead of a light, airy one. The baker must submit to this rhythm, a slow, deliberate cadence of action and rest. Action and rest. It is a discipline that requires foresight and trust, a belief in the cumulative power of small, patient steps. Each time the dough is brought out of the cold, it feels different, more refined, a testament to the gradual transformation taking place within. After the final fold, the dough is granted a long, final rest overnight. This extended cold fermentation is where the croissant's character is truly forged. The yeast works slowly, almost drowsily, in the cool environment, producing complex aromatic compounds that will give the finished pastry its deep, nutty, and slightly tangy flavor profile. This is a slow maturation, a deepening of soul. It is the quiet, contemplative phase where all the elements, the flour, the butter, the yeast, the thyme harmonize. When the baker finally takes the laminated dough out the next morning, it is firm, smooth, and fragrant with promise. Now, it is ready to be shaped. The dough is rolled out one last time, a final, delicate stretching of the countless layers created the day before. It is cut into precise triangles, each one a blueprint for a future croissant. The shaping itself is a moment of gentle artistry. The triangle is stretched slightly, then rolled from its wide base to its narrow point, creating the classic crescent shape. There is a tangible sense of culmination in this act, the physical manifestation of hours of patient labor, but the waiting is not yet over. The shaped croissants must now proof a final, warm rise that allows them to double in size, becoming plump and airy. This is a delicate stage, requiring a warm, humid environment, but not so warm as to melt the precious layers of butter. The baker watches them closely, looking for the characteristic jiggle that signals they are perfectly proofed and ready for the oven. They are no longer dense and compact. They are light, fragile, and full of potential energy. This final wait is filled with a unique kind of anticipation, the last quiet moment before the dramatic climax. It is the pause before the crescendo, the deep breath before the plunge. The transformation during proofing is visible and deeply satisfying, a visual reward for the patience invested. It is the dough's final, magnificent inhalation before it meets the fire. Finally, the moment of truth arrives. The proofed croissants, brushed with a delicate egg wash, are slid into a ferociously hot oven. The intense heat causes the water in the dough and butter to turn instantly to steam, forcing the hundreds of paper-thin layers apart in a violent, beautiful puff. This is the oven spring, the magical, explosive expansion that gives the croissant its incredible volume and airy texture. Through the oven door, the baker watches as they transform from pale, soft shapes into golden, burnished crescents of pure delight. The kitchen fills with an intoxicating aroma, a rich, nutty, buttery scent that is the very essence of comfort and indulgence. It is the scent of patience rewarded, of a long journey reaching its glorious conclusion. When they emerge from the oven, they are magnificent, shatteringly crisp on the outside, with a deep golden brown crust that crackles at the slightest touch. Inside, the crumb is a labyrinth of airy pockets, a tender, buttery honeycomb that melts in the mouth. To tear one open is to witness the culmination of the entire process, to see the physical evidence of the lamination, the proofing, and the patient waiting. Each bite is a symphony of textures and flavors: the crisp shell, the soft, yielding interior, the rich, decadent taste of high-quality butter, and the subtle, complex notes developed during the long fermentation. It is a profound sensory experience, one made all the more meaningful by the knowledge of the time and care invested in its creation. Baking, and especially the baking of a croissant, teaches us that the most beautiful things in life are not the ones we can have instantly. They are the ones we wait for, the ones we nurture with care and dedication, the ones that unfold in their own time, revealing their beauty layer by patient layer. Croissant.